Welcome to the shop and welcome to part 2 of getting this 100-year-old fly press set up. In the last episode, I got this stand ready to go. I removed some excess steel over here and I also got some mounting holes drilled in. And I also cut a bunch of these sheets of plywood to glue together and use as a riser block to lift the machine off the ground a little bit more. I probably mentioned it in my last video, but this is probably 2 or 3 too many, but I have to make sure that it's tall enough so that those big weights on top of the fly press don't swing around and crack me in the skull when I'm not paying attention. And before I glue all these things together, I have to get the fly press on top of the stack to make sure that it's at the right height. I estimated that I need about 9 inches and 12 sheets is just under that, so hopefully that's enough. I think it's going to be really difficult to get this high enough to get it on that stack. So the problem is that the higher the engine hoist goes, the closer this fly press gets to this part, and the legs only splay out so much, so I can't really straddle it all that much, so it's going to be tricky. Well, I was able to get it on the stand and it seems like it's at a pretty good height, so I'm going to go with this. Right now it's really wobbly, but I think most of that wobble is coming from this stack of wood, so I'm going to get some clamps and squish it together and we're going to see if it's still wobbly. So it's definitely a lot better with it all clamped down, but the base isn't bolted down, so a lot of the wobble that you're seeing here is just from the base. So hopefully this all works out, and I'm almost done, so I'm just going to proceed with it anyways. Worst case scenario, I just have to fabricate my own stand. This thing's really starting to look good, and that hand plane did an excellent job at smoothing out all of these layers. This is probably overkill, but I'm going to use some Bondo to try to hide some of the wood grain on the sides. I'm glad I did that because I think it's going to make it look a lot less like a plywood sandwich when it's all painted. And speaking of which, I got a can of Rust-Oleum Gloss Smoke Gray. This stuff works pretty well and it's pretty cheap, so I think it's going to match the color of the press pretty well. As it turns out, this color doesn't even come close to matching the stand or the fly press. So I won't be using this anymore. And I went out and got some paint matched to the color of the stand. So I'm going to paint the stand and the riser block the exact same color. Well, I got a couple coats of paint on these things and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I wasn't exactly sure what it was going to look like when it was just a stack of uneven plywood, but now that it looks like this, I'm a lot happier, and I think it'll look halfway decent when the fly press is on it. I'm going to bolt it to the concrete right here, so I'm going to trace out where these holes are and then I'll start drilling out the concrete. Well, I got it bolted to the concrete and it seems to be reasonably rigid, at least for now, until I get around to fabricating my own stand someday. Next, I need to figure out how I'm gonna shim this, and I have an idea for that. I've decided I'm gonna use this JB Quick epoxy. I'm just gonna spread it over here, and then once the block is on, it should squish it down and fill up the gap, and then I should be left with a nice surface. I'm putting some painter's tape on here. That way, if I ever want to take the block off, I can do that. That way it's not just completely locked onto this stand. This is the perimeter of the block, so I'm thinking that if I put this here, if there's any squeeze out, I can just pull the tape off and then that'll get rid of the squeeze out. So now I need to put tape on the inside of this box that I've just made. The setup time on this stuff is pretty fast, so I'm going to have to work quickly here. That was kind of stressful, but I did get it. This thing is locked in place and it doesn't wobble around anymore, so that's good. I think it worked just fine. It did get away from me a little bit. It kind of shifted this way, so these holes are no longer perfectly aligned, but that's okay because I did oversize them just in case I made a mistake. So we should still be good to go. Perfect. Good job.
We did it?
Yep. As soon as I got it on the stand, I remembered that I needed to 3D print that sleeve that I was talking about in the first episode, and that fits down in here in this block to kind of clean up those cutouts that I made. It makes it look a lot nicer. So I did that, and now it's back on the stand, so now I just have to bolt it down. I had to make my own bolts, so I just used a piece of 3/4 all thread with a piece of 1/2-inch plate here. I just drilled and tapped this and then welded it. All right, it's finally mounted on here and it's definitely solid, so I'm really happy about that. Let's see. Yeah, not going anywhere. I know a lot of you were concerned that this plywood block wouldn't be able to take the weight of the fly press, but this thing's only 400 to 450 pounds, so it's really not that heavy, and this block is really solid. Actually, when I took it off of the block to put the 3D printed sleeve in there, it had been on the block for 3 or 4 days. And I was actually surprised to see that there actually wasn't any dents or anything on the surface at all. I would have thought that there would have been something, but it wasn't even dented, so it's definitely strong enough. Besides, you know, some scuff marks from the paint because it's fairly fresh. But so yeah, this thing is more than strong enough to take the weight. And an added benefit of this being wood is that it will act as a sound dampener and absorb some of that energy that would otherwise just go right down into the foundation, and then people would be able to hear it throughout the house. Well, I guess the only thing left to do is to try this thing out a little bit. So how about we crush a 2x4? This thing is tapped for 3/4, 3/4 10, which is kind of unusual. I'm not sure if that was common for the older fly presses like this, but the newer ones do not have a threaded hole. And that's what I plan on doing with this one. I'm going to bore out this hole here for easier tooling, but for now, I'll just use a bolt. All right, let's give this thing a try. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Just destroys this 2x4. That's crazy, just split it. Look at that. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm really impressed with this machine. And yeah, I didn't get it just for crushing 2x4s. However, that is really satisfying. So I'll have to get really creative with how I'm gonna use it, but I'm pretty excited to have it. And in the next episode, I'm planning on just repainting the whole machine and going through and cleaning it up. So look out for that. I'm not exactly sure when that's gonna be, but anyways, thanks for hanging out with me while I did this, and I'll see you in the next episode.